So if we could invite the councillors to come back up on stage. We're going to hear an important address from somebody who has been one of the real leaders on the world stage of the whole issue of climate, and that's Kofi Annan. And if we could ask the delegates who've spoken so well to return to their seats so that they can actually vote. So Kofi Annan is now going to address us for a few minutes on his unique and very important perspective on the whole issue and area of climate. So Kofi, over to you.
Thank you very much, my dear young leaders and leaders of the 21st century. I think you've given us a lot to think about this morning, and I'm also excited about the way you are assuming your responsibilities and getting involved in settling the issues of the world. And the messages that came through this morning were loud and clear, that we are all in the same boat. And no one can think that a boat that has a hole at one end is going to get the other passengers safely across to the other side. You have also made it clear that you are going to assume your own responsibilities to protect the planet and lead. By assuming your own responsibilities, it's not only coming here at this conference and speaking, but acting in your own communities. When people ask me, what do I do to become a good global citizen? I always tell them it begins in your own community, in your schools, in your villages, with your friends. And if you believe something can be done, organize your friends, take action. This planet is ours. In a way, my generation has failed you. And it's very important that you step up as early as you can and help us steer things right. From what I hear from you this morning, you're also going to push and get the environmental agenda higher up the political totem pole, to get the politicians to take it seriously, to get them to understand that you want action, to get them to understand that you want agreement that is binding, that is fair, that is equitable, an agreement that has climate justice at its center, that we can no longer accept a situation where the countries that are causing the pollution do not pay a cost, and that it is the poorer countries that bear the brunt. And I think this question of justice and equity is extremely important. The other thing that I have heard you say is that you are not satisfied with the leadership my generation has given you so far, and you're going to do better. And I think you should. From what I have seen in this room and what I have heard this morning, I have every hope that you will do better than my generation has done. And you must also remember that leaders, good leaders, are also good followers. If they don't lead, you should make them follow. Yeah. You can make them follow by raising your voices, making such a noise that they cannot ignore you. And I think all of you, when you look around your own countries, realize how the politicians find the courage to do what is right when you maintain the pressure. Climate change is an all-encompassing threat. It's a threat to health, threat to our source of fresh water, threat to our food supplies, and we cannot sit back and not act. And so I wish each and every one of you to go back home energized, to your communities, determined to team up with others to fight for the right agreement. Yes, we failed in Copenhagen, or some say we started in Copenhagen, but let's try and end in Mexico. And I'm counting on you to be active, to encourage your leaders, to encourage your colleagues to go to Mexico and come back with an agreement. So good luck, my young friends. Don't forget, you are the leaders of tomorrow, and you can be the change you want to see. Good luck. Bye-bye.
Okay, so just bearing in mind, because there were obviously incredibly important points and suggestions from all of you. So just bear in mind now, if this resolution is passed now, you know where your delegate community is online, and you're all here in the room. You can add to this resolution over the coming days, should you want to. There were some very strong suggestions there. You can add to those, you can gather it up, you can vote again, all of you, and we can do lots. But I can't stand here as an older person and tell you guys what you want to do. I'm just making the process for you. So, I'm going to read you the first draft resolution of the inaugural Summit of One Young World on the environment and its protection. Are you preparing to vote? You have your handsets ready. And do remember, everybody, this is a big one. There are an awful lot of in here. In the belief that climate change will seriously affect future generations, we call upon governments to take more deliberate legislative action to guarantee that appropriate carbon emissions reduction targets are both agreed and met by 2020.
So press 1 for agree, 2 for disagree, and 3 to abstain. So that's fantastic. We have our first ever One Young World resolution passed. Just so you know how it works, the agree has to be over 50%. I think what's important, though, coming out of today, there were some really good suggestions to actually make this harder hitting and give it more teeth. And we need to build that in, and we'll be sharing with you the process to do that through social media. So I just want to thank the delegate speakers for an amazing first session, in particular our councillors for giving up their incredibly valuable time to be here, and to all of you. Thank you very much. Thanks, Bob. Really appreciate it. Take care. Thank you, President Toledo. See you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank
See
you.
soon.
Thank you for being here.